Hi everyone, Sean Walbin with Secure Cyber, and this is your weekly cyber update. Well, Fortinet is tracking multiple Fora Web hacks likely connected to some public remote code execution exploits. Tracked as multiple CVEs, but the main one, CVE 2025-25257, has been released. There's a patch that's been released. However, we're finding that a lot of administrators are not patching their instances, mainly due to a lot of potential instability with their FortiWeb applications. Now, typically what we see is patching falls behind because administrators are worried about whether it'll break the application, they don't have a testing environment, or maybe it's just such a critical application that testing or patching is just off the table. Definitely advising that you take a look at your patching cycles. Especially we've talked about many times on public-facing applications for sure. So if you've got a FortiWeb instance and it's public-facing, which it likely is, please take a look at what version it's on and make sure that you're getting the patch that's available today updated and patched on your device so that you can mitigate this vulnerability. Next up, a U.S. Army soldier has pled guilty to extorting 10 technology and telecommunication firms. This is a 21-year-old U.S. Army soldier that pled guilty to charges of hacking and extorting at least 10 telecommunications and technology companies in the country. This guy was basically arrested in Texas on December 20th. He was involved in many extortion-type situations where he was hacking Verizon and AT&T, getting access to sensitive data, and then trying to extort the telecommunication firms, basically wanting payment in lieu of him actually posting the data publicly. I believe that a lot of that data was actually released into the dark web. There was a lot of alerts going out for AT&T and Verizon customers that their data had been compromised. It was likely due to this. This is a little bit unusual. We typically don't see domestic-style attacks happening in this magnitude. This guy was apparently very active on the dark web, Telegram, and other chat forums on the dark web. And so he's, I think, entering a plea agreement, admitting guilt to all the charges, and he'll be sentenced on October 6th. So a little bit of good news when it comes to at least some of these cyber crimes getting arrests and getting some prosecutions. Well, if you're using Google Chrome, which you may likely be doing, you should be patching it and should be patching it often. Google Chrome is probably one of the most targeted, if not the most targeted browser application available today. Google released a security update just recently in the last few days, addressing about a half a dozen vulnerabilities. One of them is a actively exploited vulnerability by attackers to escape the browser's Sandbox protection. So there's some built-in protection algorithms and systems inside Google Chrome, to protect a lot of your browsing that you're doing. And this particular vulnerability is only going to be fixed by you hitting the update button and getting your browser updated. There is a way that you can go into Google Chrome and you can set this up automatically. Highly recommend that you do. Google Chrome updates that come out and picked up by your browser should be updated immediately. All it does is updates the application, closes your windows, and then just reopens everything right where you left off. So it's actually pretty convenient, not super inconvenient at all, but something that we recommend that you do very often. Last article is also Google related. Google Gemini, there's a flaw that hijacks email summaries for phishing. Google Gemini is basically Google's ChatGPT, if you will. And what's happening is if you're using Gemini and you use it to summarize an email, like maybe inside Workspace or inside Gmail, and it uses the AI summary, attackers have figured out how to send you a phishing email. This isn't really a very sophisticated attack, so don't be surprised. Basically what they're doing is they're including some text at the bottom of the email and then hiding it. And so then when Google goes to do the summary and read it to you or present you the email summary, it's translating that hidden data at the bottom. We've actually got a couple pictures of it that Micah can load into the into this program so that you can see them. But it's just an email phish. It's an email structured as phishing, and at the bottom there's basically a wording that says, "Hey, your browser's been we've detected that your browser's been compromised. Please call Google support immediately. Reference this code," and it gives you a phone number. It's basically leveraging that whatever you get back from AI summary is valid, and it's basically taking advantage of the trust of AI. Now, there's a lot of debate out there about the level of trust with AI. You have to just keep in mind that AI will lie. AI will not lie on purpose. It will lie when it just doesn't know the answer, so it wants to fill in space. And in this particular case, it's going to read back the summary and say, here's the summary of your email. Oh, and we're also detecting that your browser's been compromised, making it seem like it's coming from a legitimate Google source, but it is not. That's all we have for this week. Please like and subscribe this YouTube channel. And as always, please comment in the comments if you would like a better explanation about something, or if there's something you want me to cover. I would be happy to do that. But hey, let's be careful out there.